Nadia from One World Equestrian Center. Today I'm going to do a tutorial video on how to braid the long manes on the Lusitanus and any other horse with a long mane. We're going to start with a simple plait, and in my next video I'm going to show you how to do the plaits on both sides, also the forelock, and finally the Portuguese tail braid. So today we're going to begin with a simple braid, and I have chosen Vitorino to help me show you how to make long manes look super pretty. You begin the braid with a small section of hair divided into 3 pieces of equal size. The smaller the first ones are, the easier it is to keep the braid tight and staying close to the neck. I call this the under braid, as the new hair goes under the braid. You add new hair to the piece that comes from the other side of the neck. You have to add hair from the first time the middle piece comes back to make sure it's tight and locked to the neck of the horse from the beginning. From the beginning and throughout the braid, it is important to keep your grip tight and firm, so the braid stays tight and close to the neck. Pull the hair tight each time you have the hand free. When you add new hair, you must try to keep the same size of each new piece. But as you go down the neck, the hair gets thicker, and you should then increase the size of the new hair you add to avoid the braid from bulging. Depending the type of hair, it can be an advantage to make the mane damp with a sponge. I like to use sugar added water, as it makes the hair sticky so it holds better, but it's perfectly harmless for the horse. I like to just boil water and add the sugar, and then I let it boil a little bit. About 80-20 is a good mix. In this video, however, I'm not using anything. But I must admit, for those important competitions, I do like to use a little bit of hair gel and hairspray. It does make the hair hold up better, and it's not harmful to the horse as long as you remember to use a good shampoo and rinse well to get it all out of the hairs once the competition is over. Now I know that this looks really easy in the video, and it really is once you get the technique in your hands. But don't despair if it doesn't look the same after your first try. The trick is really to just practice, practice, and practice. There's no doubt about a beautifully braided long mane makes the horse look even more stunning. But I braid my horses every day when I ride them because it also helps me see the head and neck of the horse much better. And it protects the hairs from damage between the reins and the neck. I like to see my horses with big full manes, so I take very good care. When I brush them, I always go from the bottom until the top. That means I avoid the knots and I avoid breaking hairs. But there is one thing that you have to keep far away from the mane when you intend to braid it. It's the show shine. That will make it absolutely impossible. So give your horse a good shower with a nice shampoo a couple of days before you want to braid him for a nice competition, and then you will have a mane that is much easier to braid than if it's newly washed and full of conditioner. When you get to the bottom of the neck, you add the last piece of hair, and then you continue braiding all the way to the bottom of the hair. Keep a nice and firm grip and keep pulling tightly so the hair won't go loose. At the end of the braid, simply secure it with a rubber band. When you lock, you can pull downwards on the rubber band so it secures those last hairs that are difficult to braid. You finish off by rolling the long braid once, twice, or maybe 3 times if it's long enough, and then you secure again with a rubber band. And then you're done. So now we're ready to move on to the forelock. The forelock is pretty simple. It's basically like a normal French braid. First you take the hair on the top that will create your first 3 pieces. Then you divide what's below into 2 equal parts on the right and the left side of the middle of the forelock. Again, what's really important is to make the first 3 pieces the same size. Then once you start braiding, you will add hair from left and right. What helps make the braid really pretty is if you keep the sizes the same. This means once you add from the right, you add the same size from the left, and then you just continue down. When you get to the bottom of the forelock and you can't add any more hair, you simply continue the same way and just braid the 3 pieces all the way to the bottom. So when you get to the bottom of the braid, you secure it the same way you did when you were braiding the long mane of the neck. Use your rubber band and pull slightly downwards each time to secure those last feisty hairs. And then you roll it again. Do it once or twice or 3 times, depending the length of the forelock, like that. And secure the last time with a rubber band, and then you're done.